To the students, educators, staff, and families of the Portland Public Schools, I hope this message finds you all healthy and well. We've arrived once again at the beginning of a new school year. No matter how unusual this fall might be, some things remain the same. From welcoming our youngest students to their first learning experiences, to supporting our high school students as they prepare and think about their post-secondary lives. It is my privilege to commence my fourth year serving as your superintendent and to oversee our school system's efforts and work to support every PPS student in every grade level at every school. It's important to acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the traditional land of indigenous people who once made their homes along the Columbia and Willamette rivers. We must continue to acknowledge, celebrate, and honor Native American history and heritage. Native people continue to make our city and our region a more dynamic and thriving place for all. Those traditional lands include where I stand here, outside of Harriet Tubman Middle School. Like so many other schools, classrooms, gyms, hallways, and playgrounds in Portland right now, Tubman remains quiet. We miss our students dearly, but we will always act first in the interest of their health and wellness and that of our staff and educators. I know we all look forward to that wonderful day when we can all open our classrooms again. While our school campuses are unusually still, the homes of our students and educators are now buzzing with activity as they are re-engaging and reconnecting for the first time in months. These daily changes are not the only differences as we begin this school year. Not only are we teaching and learning from our kitchen tables and living rooms, we are doing so amid a global pandemic, an economic crisis, and a racial uprising. Portland families have suffered the loss of loved ones, parents are struggling to find work, and those who have jobs are balancing work-life demands they could not have imagined just several months ago. And a reckoning of racial injustices that have plagued this country and our community for far too long is taking place across America and on the streets of Portland. Our young people are among those leading the fight for change in how Black citizens are treated and valued. They move us. They demonstrate their power and moral authority and cause us to think about the immense role and responsibility we have as the adults, whether that be as a parent, grandparent, aunt, or uncle, to love, encourage, and support our youth, or as educators and staff, recognizing the privilege we have in standing with our broader community, including our culturally specific partners and social services organizations. In these challenging times, I am grateful for how our young people are carrying on the work of so many before them. They are remarkable, fighting for justice while navigating the unprecedented circumstances that surround us all. Of course, we have a role to play here too, but our young people are already making our community a better one. The many new realities we are now facing call upon us to come together, to rely on each other. When we recognize our interdependence, our school community grows stronger, and we are able to rise to the challenges in front of us. This summer, educators from across PPS, along with central office leaders, public health professionals, and community leaders, came together to build a comprehensive plan that strived to ensure that at this time of distance learning, every one of our PPS students has the resources and support they need to learn. As we have since we closed campuses last March, we will continue to make sure every student has access to the digital tools they need to experience success in our comprehensive distance learning model. During the last 6 months, our outstanding nutrition services team has distributed well over 1 million meals to students and will continue to make meals available to any child ages 1 to 18, expanding our distribution sites to over 40 schools this fall. Our bus drivers are also delivering meals to the homes of 700 students and counting. Like the best school systems always do, we are meeting our students where they are. We know that our students and families need us now more than ever. And in coordination with culturally specific partners, community-based organizations, Multnomah County, and so many others, we are making available an expanding array of services and supports. I want to invite everyone to visit our district website to learn more about our comprehensive set of student and family supports listed school by school. These programs are intended to be responsive to student and family needs across the district and are particularly weighted towards supporting our students and families of color, especially our Black and Native American families, who have been disproportionately impacted by the fallout of the pandemic and ensuing economic crisis. In fact, this school year, we are deepening our partnerships and investments with culturally specific organizations. While we are redoubling our efforts to provide support and access to basic services during these unusually challenging times, we are also continuing to follow Harriet Tubman's directive. You have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars. This pandemic is not going to stop us from being ambitious, from doing what we know is best for students, or from ultimately realizing our district's vision. For example, despite a statewide budget deficit, PPS is one of the few districts who will begin this school year with an increased number of school counselors and social workers across our schools. That is due in large part because so many of you, especially our labor partners, fought so hard for a historic increase in public education funding by the state of Oregon with the Student Success Act. And as a result of the innovative and transformative leadership of our teaching and learning teams, we will be piloting a very unique elective class I am particularly proud of. This summer, dozens of high school teachers, students, and community partners gathered to develop the first of its kind climate change and climate justice high school elective course. PPS is becoming recognized for being a national leader on climate justice, and we are just getting started. Construction continues on safe, state-of-the-art learning environments as we modernize campuses at Madison and Lincoln High Schools and finish construction at a brand new Kellogg Middle School, which will open in the fall of 2021. And just as we are constructing new campuses, we are also building on the talented workforce here at Portland Public Schools. I want to wish a warm welcome to our new staff, educators, and leaders. For the last few years, school principals and central office leaders have gathered at our annual Summer Leadership Institute to prepare to launch into the new school year. And every year we have a theme. This year's theme is Together We Will. As I've made my way through a number of video calls over the summer with student staff and community members, one of the things that has made me the proudest to be superintendent has been the Together We Will attitude. That even in the midst of a pandemic, we remain committed to our students and our families and determined to make the learning experience both transformative and joyful. I know this fall is not like any we've experienced before. It is not going to be without its challenges. But after meeting and working and being inspired by so many of you, I also know this. We might be challenged, but we will not be defeated. Together, we will make this year a memorable one, filled with engagement and inspiration as we continue to keep the love of learning alive for the nearly 50,000 students of the Portland Public Schools. Thank you.